And a lot of these artists didn't want anyone to know that they were not in control of the choreography and the staging. So they just hid the evidence, which is sad. Anyway, click. This is amazing. This is a single story sketch from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This is cinematography with a pencil, ladies and gentlemen. And if you look at it, not only is there one crazy mad bitch up on the rock, there's two. Because they've done the German expressionist filmmaking, they've made the weather go really bad. Whenever the weather turns bad in a Disney movie, bad shit is about to happen. So we've got thunder and lightning. It was a nice evening when they set off to find Snow White. By the time they meet the crazy old cow up on the top of it, it's terrible weather. And even the marks of this pencils on the page, they're put in at an angle that makes it look like you're trying to pull that rock off the top of the precipice onto these lovely, cuddly little guys down in the corner here, who are all nice, rounded shapes, and we feel very sympathetic towards them. Click. And click. We're just going to keep clicking here because I want to get to the Pinocchio sequence and then stop because I'm running out of time. So if you don't mind, we'll just click. This is a live-action cinematographer called Jack Cardiff. And this is an animation cinematographer, we don't even know his name, and he's about to fall apart. Okay, and then we go to the next one, and we look at some of the camera designs. So these are some of the cameras, we just keep clicking, on which these amazing sequences were shot. Very simple, one level, rotational bed inside the compound table. This is one of the early 1920s, 1930s Disney setups, again a single level. We keep going. What Disney realized when they watched the work that Bob Iwerks was doing after he left the studio and he began developing what's known as a multi-plane camera, they realized they could add a different kind of dimensionality to what they were doing, and they could do something even more bold than what Bob Iwerks had created for this particular shot, which was a version of the Headless Horseman. Click again. So he was dividing all of the scenic elements onto levels so that you could get theatrical depth. Click again. And the Disney artists and the Fleischer artists were all interested. This is the mother of all multi-plane cameras. And in a moment we're going to see the mother of all multi-plane shots, which is sequence 2, scene 1 from Pinocchio. So these are the operators on all the different compound table levels of this 5-level camera. Click one more time. So this was even used in the advertising, the multi-plane Technicolor technology that they were using when they advertised Pinocchio as a movie to the cinema audiences. And click one more time. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of Pinocchio coming up. This is the horizontal setup that was used to film the sequence. The next shot shows you a very unusual guy called Herman Schulteis, who worked in the camera and effects department and took all these photographs and made all these records. And this is the little bit we're about to see on the movie. So if we can press play on the little movie thing, I might just finish on time. Joy. So I want you to see if you can count up how many different levels of scenic artwork, character artwork we see as we go down into this little town in Italy. We have the wall, we have the fence, we have the treetops, we have the nest on the roof and the tiles, we have people coming out. How many different levels did they have to shoot to make this thing look so three-dimensional? So we see the children on their way to, they're leaving the houses, and this little kid runs across the square, and if you follow him, he'll come across here, and then there's a little kid here, he gets his head pushed in the water, and then we get to this door, and if we can stop around about here, why are those steps round? Now, the job of the layout artist is the job that the layout artist shares with everybody else on the production pipeline. The storytellers. What does Pinocchio want more than anything else in the world at this moment in the story? He wants to be a real child. So this is a staging device so that he can come out of the door really excited and go, who are they? Where are they going? I want to go with them. And that should be what we see if we press play. It's okay, you can enjoy all the other stuff one more time. This is cinema history. Look at it, there's a great bit where the dove lands and the bell scares the dove off. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Tiny little details. And it's like we're walking down into the town. We've got a wall to go past, we've got stairs. Look at this bit. This bit gets even deeper. That's all on one level when it leaves the stage, but when it comes back on, you watch what happens and there's even more depth. You see how it gets even deeper to go down the stairs? They did that as a kind of trick by pushing a little bit out of the centre of the painting while we weren't watching.